Hi everyone. Today's topic is grammar, conditionals. Look at the following sentences in order to understand what is grammar and what is conditionals. If it rains, the lawn gets wet. You will be informed if the meeting is confirmed. If I were the Prime Minister of India, I would make you my secretary. The next example, you could have done it if you had tried hard. If you had worked harder in college, you would have a better job now. You will notice a couple of things about these sentences. They have two clauses, a main clause and an if clause. They are about what always happened, what could happen, what might have happened, what we wish would happen. See, we always want things to happen like this and things should happen like that. We have all our priorities. It's the same thing. These are called conditional sentences because they state that something will happen if something else happens. However, in each of these sentences, the possibility of it actually happening varies. That means it changes from certainty to improbability. That means it will happen, it will not happen. Let us look into the next slide to understand it in a better way. The first sentence states what will always happen if something happens. Let's go and look into the example. If it rains, the lawn gets wet. So, suppose if it rains, the lawn gets wet. That is the same explanation here. Because it rained, something has happened. The lawn got wet. That means the veranda or the open space in front of your house is wet because of the rain. So, this is the first sentence. Let us look into the second sentence. What it states, it says something will happen if a certain condition is fulfilled. You will tell your friends, if you do this, I will do that. Or you tell sometimes your own siblings, you do that for me, I will do this for you. It's the same thing in the second sentence. What does it say? That something will happen if a certain condition is fulfilled, and the condition is not something that is improbable or impossible. That means whatever condition you are telling your siblings or to your friends, it is a possible thing, they can do it. Let us look into the example to understand in a better way. You will be informed if the meeting is confirmed. So they are telling, see, I need to go and ask my subordinate. So if the subordinate says, yes, there is a meeting, I will tell you. If there is no meeting, I will tell that there is no meeting. So there you understand, what is it? Something will be certain if certain condition is fulfilled. That means if the subordinate says that yes, there is a meeting, then I will inform you that only. Our next slide says something about the third sentence. If is unreal. That means whatever you are telling is unreal. See the sentence here. If I were the Prime Minister of India, I would make you my secretary. This if is unreal. That means it is clear that the speaker is not the Prime Minister, and therefore his doing something else is almost impossible. That means he is telling that if I will become the Prime Minister, then you will be the secretary. And it is a very rare thing that someone would become a prime minister that easily, because they have to work very hard. All the politicians are not prime minister, and it takes real selection of all the people who have elected, then that prime minister is elected. So there you go, you can clearly understand it's an unreal situation, because if you are the prime minister, then only you can make someone as a secretary. The fourth sentence states the probable results of an imaginary condition. That means here someone is imagining something. Understand, you can see here both the pictures. While they are reading, they are imagining something, how the story is going on in the book that they are reading, or what is the explanation is all about. So the fourth sentence states about the imaginary condition. The possibility of it happening is nil, as it refers to a time in the past, something which has happened in the past. So it is an imaginary condition. Let us see the sentence so that you can understand. This is the example sentence. You could have done it if you had tried hard. So what is it telling? In the past, if you have tried hard, today you could have done it. Maybe it is about some work, maybe it is some of their things that they have thought that they could achieve first rank, but they could not achieve it. They missed that first rank with a small amount of difference with the other competitor. So what is it referring to? Something that should happen in the past, but they are referring it now. You could have done if you had worked hard. Now the fifth sentence, that is the last sentence, the time is in the past and the situation continuing in the present. That means something has happened in the past and it is continuing now also. Let us see the example to understand in a better way. If you had worked harder in college, you would have a better job now. Some people don't work hard during their intermediate or degree or PG, and they end up working somewhere below their graduation. So what is below the graduation? That means whatever graduation they completed, they are not to get that job. Maybe they are working in some shop, or maybe they have some business which is not to their graduation level. So if that person has worked harder in the college, today he would have been a CEO or a employee who is working in a multinational company for very high salary. So that's what we are talking about, something in the past situation continuing now. Now we have seen 5 sentences. Now those 5 sentences are divided into different types. So this is our main topic, conditionals. So these 5 sentences are divided into 5 conditionals, that is 0 conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional, and fifth conditional. What is 0 conditional? 0 conditional is used to talk about general truths and things that are always true. Now in the 0 conditional sentence, if can be replaced with when without changing the meaning. The lawn gets wet if or when it rains. So simple present tense is used in both clauses. So this is 0 conditional, which talks about general truths, and it is telling if the rain comes, then the lawn gets wet, which I have already explained in the previous slide. First conditionals is used to talk about real and possible situations. That means something will happen in real. For example, if the subordinate or the in charge will tell in really there is a meeting, then there will be a meeting. If the subordinate or the in charge says there is no meeting, then we will say there is no meeting. There is a real possibilities of situations. So it refers to situation that is in the real and possible condition, and it is probable result. I told you already, the in charge says meeting is there, it is there. The in charge says meeting is not there, it is not there. In these sentences, the if clause is in the simple present. If the meeting is confirmed, and the main clause is in the simple future. So if the meeting is confirmed in future, that is simple future, there will be a meeting at a particular time, and you will be informed by the persons who told you, I will inform you by talking to the in charge whether the meeting is there or not. Second conditional is referred to a situation that is unreal or impossible, something which is unreal and impossible. We already talked about it. If I were the Prime Minister of India and I would have made you the secretary. So it is telling the sentences are not based on facts because he or she is not the Prime Minister, and they refer to a hypothetical condition and its probable result. Suppose if I ever become a Prime Minister, then you will be the secretary. That is the hypothetical condition. Here I would make you my secretary is would plus infinitive form in the main clause. It is used as would plus infinitive form. It is not important what clause comes first. Third conditional sentence refers to the past and describe things that didn't happen. Something has not happened. Thus they are used to refer an imaginary past condition and its probable past results. That means something imaginary which has happened, they are imagining in the past condition and the probable results of the past results. We have already seen in the example. What is the example here for the third conditional? The example is this: if you could have done it, if you had tried hard. What is it telling? You could have done it if you had tried hard. So he is telling about something past condition and the past result. So in the third sentence, the if clause uses the past tense, if you had tried, and the main clause uses the present condition, you could have done it. So past he is telling in the college if you have worked hard or tried, and presently because you did not try, this is the result, you got less marks. Mixed condition. In mixed conditional sentences, the time in the if clause is not the same as in the time in the main clause. That means the time is not the same what we are talking about, because it is referring to an unreal past, something which has not happened in the past and the condition in its probable result. So if you don't cook in the morning, there will never be a breakfast for you to eat or for the lunch time because you did not prepare anything in the kitchen. So it's the same thing here. In the past nothing has done, so the result will be nothing only. So if you prepare something in the kitchen, then there will be lunch or breakfast now. So it is something related to the past which is unreal, and the condition and its probable result in the present tense. Let us look into the sentence. If you had worked hard, which is the past tense, and it is telling, what is it telling? If you had worked harder in college, you would have a better job now. We have already discussed in the previous slide when I was telling the example. That person did not work hard in the college. That's why he did not get a better job now. So the result is poor job because of poor studies. So we are talking about unreal past and probable result. So that friend is telling best friend, I wish you had worked very hard and you got the top marks. You would have got to be in the top position like a CEO or your own business, or you would be working in a multinational company. So mixed condition is something which is unreal past and probable result, because he did not study only, he is working in a job which is not at all fit for his graduation. So someone is telling like this, he is telling about the unreal past and the probable result in this sentence. If you had worked harder in college, you would have a better job. This sentence clearly states unreal past and its probable result. So I want to thank you for listening to this class, and I hope you have a nice time.